Namaskaram. Welcome to Himlifeschool. This is one of the most realistic conversations you'll ever get access to. We at Himlifeschool focus on building one important aspect of life, which is your intelligence. So, when I say intelligence, your ability to handle various situations of life is what we take care of here. In general, apart from academics, we focus on all the four wheels of your life, by which we say career, relationships, health, and wealth. In this process, the most important aspect is how do we build your personal mastery. So, for you to simplify this, just like mobiles have Android, iOS, laptops have Windows and OS, humans need a software, and we kind of install a particular type of software in our super students across a period of time using various situations. To give you the current context, results are just 24 hours away from now. If you ask me frankly, Pranati is stressed, Ariva is stressed, I'm stressed. And it's not about what creates stress, but the game is all about how do you respond to stress. So this is a lesson which I'm teaching them. And since you're sitting somewhere across, probably not having access to these insights, I'm making sure you also get real-time access to this. So this is a real conversation. They also don't know the context of it. I have asked them to write something, and based on it, we are taking this forward. So Pranti, 24 hours before the exam, how are you feeling?
I'm super stressed right now because we worked hard. That's the reason we get stressed. Without working hard, we don't even get stressed at all. So yeah, that's the like. I can't think anything right now except that I'm stressed. That's all.
What about you, Ariva?
Again, super stressed, nervous about tomorrow,
Hmm.
and yeah, let's see what happens.
So super students are super stressed. Now, what are you stressed about?
Of course, the results, whether it will be successful, unsuccessful, or what.
When you say the result, are you not ready for a particular type of result? Would it overwhelm you if it's successful, or would it disappoint you if you're unsuccessful? What about the result?
Like obviously, we have worked hard over these months, and when you work hard, then only you get stressed about the results. When you haven't worked hard, you know what the outcome will be.
Mm.
So now that we have worked hard for like
Mm.
2 months straight, we are stressed about what if we don't clear.
So you worked hard for 2 months, right? So you understand Olympics, right? How many years would uh, any athlete who participates in Olympics work?
So I heard that like, at the early age, you people start preparing for Olympics. Only then they'll be good enough to train and succeed. And we comparing to them, 2 months is very less because they worked hard for many years. Like I heard one of the athletes started like preparing or practicing at the age of 8. So it's not an easy thing. And me working hard for 2 months and stressing now, nowhere compared to that.
So basically, it takes at least a decade for you to participate for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Any Olympic show is just for a matter of few minutes, some of them in seconds. If you look at swimming, 100 meters running, right? So it takes a decade for you to say that we worked hard, right? 2 months is decent, but it's a good start. But I'm just telling you, and when I was at your junction, it felt so. But decade down the lane, even one decade is not enough. Because if you look at anyone who has accomplished anything in life, it's at least a decade before even something starts showing. Right? It takes a decade from now, right? So when we expect results for a shorter duration, what happens is it might impact how you take the next step. Let's say, God forbid, a negative outcome comes, and you're connecting what you have done in the 2 months, and then you want a particular result. You feel like, okay, even if I work hard, I'm not getting a result. That will that might lead to a wrong lesson. So that is what I'm largely scared about when it comes to this, because most of the time, if you work hard, you should get some results. But sometimes, exams like this with less than 10%, no matter what we do, like the level of work we do is insane. But still, it can go anywhere. But one important thing which you have to understand today is you should build the ability not to think about results for a decade, then that creates that overnight success. After a decade of days and nights, that overnight is after 1 decade. Nobody talks about that 1 decade. That one day something happens. So that is exactly how it is going to happen. And I'm not here to tell you don't feel stressed, but I'm trying to help you understand because right now you're open, your mind is reflective. Now this is not the time. This won't happen 24 hours before. This won't happen 24 hours after. Once the results are declared, either way, it just goes up. So you learn something. But now I want you to introspect and reflect upon something. So if you want to build something, you want to build, like for example, for me to get here, it's at least I started this at 17. It's at least 17 years of conscious work and a lot more. I can see another 17 years easily for this to go to a level where I talk about Harvard or ISB, right? So 3 decades of work is on the card, and still it may or may not lead to anything. It could lead to nothing also. So that is exactly how things work. So every time you go through stress, it is important to understand how to react. Right now, what was the exercise I made you to do? What did you do?
Yeah, I used to like what worked for us in the exam and what didn't work.
So when you go through stress, the first and foremost important factor is why are you stressed? You should get there. So fundamentally, they're not sure about uncertainty is causing stress, right? Whether it is going positive or negative, uncertainty is causing stress, and at the back of the mind, once we do something, we hope it is positive. As humans, we want it to be positive. Like that's where we want that element of miracle. So we ask them to write what are the 3 reasons why you should be clearing this exam, and what are the 3 reasons why you may not be able to clear this exam. And I like the way they responded. What worked, what did not work, what can be improved. It's very clear, and based on this, they have attached certain numbers. I understand that these numbers are slightly bumped up to meet a particular. Probably these two numbers are right. The third is a balancing figure. But yeah, so it's not an easy exercise to do at this point of time. But I really appreciate their guts in doing so, because they're very clear and articulate about it. Yeah, the third one obviously 55 and 60. But this is the time where you have to reflect upon, because it's largely focused on aspects like what should improve. Most of them say lack of writing practice, because writing is the best way to learn. I think you could have written more, right? If there is one thing you have to go back and do across those 2 months. Probably if I written for 2 more hours every single day for 2 months, now I don't think we'd be doing this video this way. We'll be like announcing the result before they appear, which you want to do for January, of course. But all I want you to understand is remember this, because when I go through things like this, now this is the lesson. When I want you to talk to you today, I'm going through something. I'm like I feel insulted when I have to wait for it. It happened last time for final, but most of them cleared. This time I don't know. It's not about you clearing it not, but we should be very like the Sultan stroke. You do and walk away. You don't even look back, right? So that is exactly what we are trying to achieve, attempt after attempt. And the way it works is like this is my favorite picture in terms of understanding himlifeschool. So of course we are dressed differently. I need to grow a whiter beard, and probably the surrounding, we just have the trees, probably a bit of water and birds should be there. So this is the ideal scenario which we are looking at. We kind of own a place which can help us build something like this, but it's a long shot. It's 100 kilometers from Hyderabad. So the next 3 to 4 years, probably this is a visualization. But even there, what should happen is clearly this: the kind of software which you are building. So it takes time, right, for somebody to build software. So once you build this, you can do anything. Once you have a good phone, any application is possible. Once you have a good lappy, any processing is possible. So that is exactly what I want you to build. So moving forward, we'll be extremely focused on this aspect, which is called personal mastery. When it's a personal mastery, how do you navigate the situations within? Not what I think, not what your parents think, not what some random relatives might think. So tomorrow you'll also think about you, right? So what would you think about you? For me, I only look at that first. So what would I think about myself? And I say, we are going to do this for sure. And then there's slight element of lack of surety. How do we fix it? Is it fixable beyond a particular level? Because because everyone says it cannot be done, because there are a lot of uncertain aspects. Now, to conclude the video, I want to understand from you, if we streamline the preparation process, if we fix the gap that you mentioned here, can we get to a point where we can definitely say that a student can clear in 100 days? Do you think it is possible? Yes. Why?
Yes.
Elaborate on that.
I think yes, because a lot of like it is a two-way thing. A student might react differently to what the mentor says. So fixing gaps, as in the right, like for example, the writing practice or more ICI simulation, that might help to for like short results.
So you're sure that 100 days, if the student listens to the mentor, unlike X and Y, so it is possible, right? It is a possibility. Randy, what's your take on this?
And so I think fixing all these gaps would definitely help, because what more a person can do? We can only like
Yeah.
this is all what we can do. So fixing
That's a
this
good
would
point.
definitely
What more can happen?
exactly fixing this would definitely, like you said, we can announce the results before the declaration of results. So that would definitely happen if we fix this.
Perfect. And finally, how has been your experience? Now if you have to dealing the results, how was your 2 months? How was those 2 months? How if you look at any other 2 months after that, and these 2 months, the core preparation part, how has been your experience?
So mine was totally different. There's a new Pranati or something. Like it's a completely different personality which I've seen in 2 months. I've never did that before. So I would like to go back to the case and wait for the results. Like I said, results, the declaring results before the results. So that was pretty intense, and you felt good. Like okay, we did something and we are waiting for it. We did our part and we were just waiting for the results. It felt good, and
You found that something evolved within you.
yes.
Perfect. What about you?
So it felt very productive, unlike what it has been in my previous some of the previous attempts. And yeah,
Perfect. So basically, yeah. So now that they're very open and now that we're very receptive, we are streamlining their whole lifestyle, not just preparation part. So they officially mentioned that the 2 months have been better than any other place. So I'll make sure the next 2 years will also give them that kind of experience. Yeah. So we'll make one results video after they're announced. But until then, this is a video which we'll stick to. Thank you guys, and I really appreciate how we are handling this. That's good. Thank you.